This presentation is a quick presentation about the families, groups, and periods of the periodic table. This is the side of the periodic table that I suggest writing these things down on. The first word that we're going to talk about is a period. The periods are the things that go across the periodic table. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one is 7. So there are 7 periods. I suggest labeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. That will help you remember what the periods are. The other word that is a way for us to know how these things are arranged it's group numbers. Group numbers are this one, which is this one, which is group 1. That goes down. Here's group 2. Now this is the trickiest one. Group 3. Group 3 are these 4 elements right here. But then group 3 is also all of these elements. Please do not forget that all of these elements are group 3. That's why these are right here. So these really are the placeholders for all of these elements. And these, or all of these, are what are known as group 3. So that's why we're writing a 3 right here. You may even want to write group in front of that 3 so that you remember. But those are all group 3. It then continues the pattern, but be careful. This is group 4, just down to there. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, we now have the different family names. I'm going to write them here, and after this slide I will show you a completed one. So you may want to write it a little bit differently because it's difficult to write it on this the same way that you may want to write it on yours. But here we go. The first family name that we need to know is going to be the alkali metals. And the alkali metals are, they're a very reactive group of metals. The alkali metals are these elements right here. So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Again, these are the alkali metals. The next family that we have is right here. These are the alkaline earth metals. These are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. These are also reactive, but not quite as reactive as the alkali metals. The next group that we have is the largest group, which are the transition metals. So these are known as the transition metals. Transition metals have all of the common metals that you're probably familiar with. The next group is just here, which is sometimes called the lanthanides, even though this document says the lanthanoids. But this one right here is also known as the rare earth metals. Only the lanthanides are the rare earth metals. The actinides we're going to call the actinides. So this group down here has its own name, and it's actinides, or actinoids is fine. These elements are the actinides. These elements, again, are the lanthanides or the rare earth metals. These elements right here are known as group 13, or the boron family. The next one going down is known as the carbon family. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, and flavorium. The next one being the nitrogen family, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. The next one is the oxygen family. And then finally we get to here, which is the halogens. And then in the last row, the noble gases. Now, those are all the introductions to the names. Let's take a look at this next period on before, and I want to point out a few things. First off, we have our key. This is periods, because those are going across, so that's why I have those numbers the way I numbered them. Then we have groups that go up and down, so groups 1, 2, notice that we have group 3 there as well. I then have this new thing right here, which is VE, which stands for valence electrons. These are the outer shell electrons and will become important when we start talking about bonding. Alright, to sum it all up, here we go one more time. These right here are the alkali metals. They have one valence electron. The next group are the alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals, they have two valence electrons. We'll skip valence electron stuff right now, but again, these are the transition metals, the rare earth metals, then the actinides or the actinoids. Either way you say it, I'm fine. We then have up here, which is group 13, or the boron family. They have 3 valence electrons. The carbon family with 4 valence electrons. The nitrogen family with 5 valence electrons. The oxygen family with 6 valence electrons. Then the halogens, very reactive nonmetals. And then the noble gases. Now, I made a special note here that helium only has 2 valence electrons and it has a complete outer shell. Here, the noble gases all have 8 valence electrons and have a complete outer shell, also giving them the name the inert gases. I suggest using one of the iPads and watching some videos as you write down some of these family names in order to kind of see some of the different properties of the elements, because properties actually work or are similar depending on the families that they are in. So it is worth taking a look at. Periodic table. All labeled up, the families, groups, and periods.